So as promised, I promised everyone on my Instagram I would give you guys a deeper look into the Ramadan Legacy items. I bought the Ramadan Planner and I also bought the Reflection Deck. So I'm going to go into these, sort of the positives and the negatives, and what I love about them, what I don't. And yeah, just kind of give you an overview, what's inside them, are they worth buying, and that sort of thing. Planning to do this video once I got back to Saudi. I was going to obviously compare the Ramadan Legacy book that I bought last year to obviously this year's, but since it might be a while now due to coronavirus till I go back to Saudi, I decided to kind of record the video anyway. Obviously we're getting even closer to Ramadan now, which is pretty exciting. And I just wanted to sort of go through how the book compares to last year. Obviously it's a shame that I don't have at last year's actual one, so I'll have to kind of do it from memory. But yeah, obviously I just really loved this Ramadan planner last year. I've always paid for them. I've never been sent one for free. Last year I bought my own. So just to let you know, this isn't a sponsored post or anything, it's literally just my entire thoughts on it. First things first, so in terms of the outside, last year I bought the pink version. I think one of the big differences compared to this year was last year was purely just embossed. There wasn't sort of this coloured print, which you can see. I'll be honest, I actually prefer last year's design and this kind of embossed design that they had before. I just felt it looked more expensive than this year. The sort of what it's made out of, the cover, it's like a faux leather. This feels quite similar. It's pretty similar to how it was last year. Just obviously the printing style of the actual design is different. So yeah, so that's the only thing I would say kind of compared to last year, that I actually preferred the look and the style of it last year. And it was one of those ones where I looked at it and I thought, wow, I really love the style of this book. This is the same, still got the elastic thing that kind of just obviously keeps it together, and it's also got the little piece of ribbon that you can kind of obviously know where you are and how far along you are. So yeah, so kind of just to go through sort of some of the differences to last year, for those of you that had the Ramadan planner last year. So one of the main differences is there's a lot more prep in the month before Ramadan now. They've included a lot more pages sort of in the lead up and to planning, which I think is really nice. Also, I noticed they got these out sooner, like literally last year I literally got mine just before Ramadan started. So this year obviously they've tried to get them out earlier, and they've included a little bit more prep for you guys, which I think is really nice. It's a really good idea, so I like that a lot. In terms of the rest of it, there's sort of duas in here. If you're not familiar with it, there's duas that are super useful for Ramadan, particularly if you're a new Muslim. Even if you're not, to be honest, there's just so many duas that we've got to try and remember. So it's nice that all the ones to Ramadan are in here and just easily accessible. There's little bits of knowledge, which is the same as last year, which is what I really like. I was literally a brand new Muslim last year, so this book really, the Ramadan planner really helped me. Last year this was the same. It's sort of write your journey since Ramadan last. Obviously, when I wrote it before, I'd only been Muslim for 3 months, but I did fast the Ramadan before, so I kind of just did what I felt I'd learned since then, which was quite interesting. Yeah, and they've still got, you can kind of add your own doors and create your own list, which is really cool, and that was the same as last year. So it just really helps you be more organized. That's the whole point of the planner, is to really help you be as productive as possible when it comes to Ramadan. And I think there's just a real good feeling when you look at your list and you've achieved stuff. So kind of just to show you, they have sort of a typical day. This is what it looks like. The prayers that you've done, you can add your to-do list, which is great. They've done a few small pages on these compared to last year, not a huge difference, which is fine. I think they've sort of, the biggest difference I can notice is that you've got how you thought your day went on a scale of 1 to 5. The daily actions was same as last year. The ticks or the prayers are the same as last year. Obviously, whether you did a fast or whether you need to make up for that fast, obviously that's really useful as a woman. So you can kind of keep notes. Did I fast that day? Did I not? Also, if obviously you slip up for any reason, then you've got that there. I would say the only thing that I would change, and it was the same for me last year, is that it starts from Maghrib. So you end up ticking. So this, when you tick Maghrib and Isha, this would have been from the night before. So then when you're still on that same day, you've then got to flick over and tick Maghrib and Isha for the next day. But all your goals and everything that you're achieving for that day are still on here, right? Unless you're starting them from the evening and you're classing that as day one. But I mean, I didn't use it like that personally. I use it as sort of, this is day one. Most people count, as far as I've kind of experienced, most people count the first day you fast as like the beginning and the start. It becomes a little bit confusing for me because of that. I don't know, like, if you guys felt the same. I'd love to know your thoughts. If you did have it last year and if you felt the same with the planner. So that's the only thing I would change, that maybe they could do like an evening of the start of Ramadan and then day one, and it begins like Fajr, right? I just felt that would be, I don't know, more like the way my brain works. So it could just be me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I'd love to know. Like, let me know in the comments what you guys think. So yeah, so other than that, that's kind of all the same. You've got like a break every 10 days as well to kind of have more of an in-depth kind of look at how you've been doing, which is great as well. Sort of your Ramadan reflections. I'll just show you guys that. And kind of, are you managing to read all the Quran that you were like aiming for, or not? Things like that is really good. And then I think the other big thing is, I mean, this is a lot thicker than last year. I think that's the big difference. And there's a lot more like of a bonus section. So you've got Shawwal in there now as well, which is great. Obviously you can use that to sort of for your makeup fasts and things like that. What else? We've also got like sort of, you've got like a bad habits tracker, a charity tracker, which is quite nice. And things that you kind of want to work on. I think also another thing that they've added that's quite nice is the Iftar Gathering section. So you kind of say like what you're doing, so kind of who's coming. You've got like a grocery list and stuff as well, if you can just see that. So they're all quite cool. I definitely like sort of what they've changed. I mean, all in all, it kind of looks quite similar. The inside is still quite similar, how it's printed. And just, I mean, overall, so just to kind of go through sort of the positives of it, I was literally only a Muslim for like 3 months ish, maybe a bit longer than that. What month was Ramadan last year? But obviously it was like in the summer sort of time. So I was in Dubai, I was like a new Muslim, and just having something to kind of help guide me and also help keep me focused was really nice. I loved having the little tick boxes. It really feels like, yes, I've done this and I've done my prayers. Obviously last year I was so excited because it was my first Ramadan and I was still on that, high of becoming Muslim. So it'd be interesting to see how I do with it this year. And yeah, the kind of the comparison and how useful I find it. So yeah, and also obviously the super interesting bit is there's a section where you can write your goals for the next Ramadan. So obviously once I get back to Saudi, I can have a look at what I wrote down and compare it. So yeah, so I'll probably share that on Instagram to compare, not on YouTube because it'll be quite a short video. But yeah, obviously after Ramadan, I think I'll probably do another video of like how I got on this Ramadan and obviously include elements of this. But yeah, overall, I just really love the planner. I think it's a great idea. As far as I know, nobody else is doing this or doing something similar to this. It just helps you be so much more organized, so much more productive. I think just writing it all down. And you can just tell they've put a lot of thought into sort of what people need, what's useful. And yeah, they've basically done all the hard work for you, so you don't have to think about it too much. You can just look through the list and be like, oh, okay, right, and just do it like a workbook, right? Then just the rest of the work is fasting and actually doing the acts and things like that. So okay, on to the next thing. This is called the reflection deck, so I'll just read it for you guys. So where am I heading in life? What is my relationship like with Allah and the people around me? Reflective questions inspire us to strengthen our faith and unlock the mysteries of our heart. That's why we designed the Ramadan reflection deck with 150 prompt cards to reflect on what matters most to you. So I actually recently got married. My husband's actually, alhamdulillah, he's someone who likes to kind of reflect. He loves quizzes. Actually, before we got married, we kind of took personality quizzes and kind of compared each other, which was really nice. And he kind of said, look, like this is my personality type. What's yours? So it was not, and we found out we were like really similar, like our attitudes to life, the way we communicate, things like that were really similar. And kind of that looking at each other in depth was kind of a big part of it for us. So I'm really looking forward to using these in Ramadan, inshallah, with him. There's kind of all different questions in here. So yeah, so you can use it obviously as a couple. You can use it with your friends, which is quite nice. So I'll just kind of, if you can see here, there's all different cards. So I'll just get it kind of explains everything here. So I'll just read it out. There are 3 types of cards in the deck. They're focused on your relationship with yourself, others, and Allah. It's split into 3 categories. So you've got fun and light, thought-provoking, and deep. You just pick a card from the deck, and then each of you will draw upon a previous experience and think about personal stories to share. And it's just to help you sort of dig deeper into understanding yourself. And obviously the more you do this, it says the easier it will get. So each of you kind of take it in turns to pick cards, and then you just go through it as a group. So the nice thing is you're all sharing an experience. You don't just pick a card and then you share yours and then someone shares theirs. You all sort of take one card and all grouply share. So I just think, to be honest, I think if you've got some friends that are getting married, this is just an amazing gift, because obviously it gives a chance for them to get to know each other as a couple, to kind of sit and spend some time and ask each other some of those deeper questions, which I think is really nice. I'll read some of the sort of bits and pieces for you, just so you can get an idea. So I'll just kind of pick some cards at random and read out the questions. Do you make dua to Allah regularly? If not, why? And that's one of the deep questions. Maybe I'll do a video and I can answer some of them. Or maybe I'll do a host party. If this isolation continues, I'll do a Ramadan reflection deck party. Like online, obviously. Which would you want more when you are fasting, coffee or water? I know the answer for that one already. That for me is coffee, 100%. Like, just the smell of coffee during Ramadan, I'm like, like literally, like someone could be making a coffee 3 floors down, and during Ramadan, I will smell it. I will smell it. When you are performing dhikr, is your tongue remembering Allah or is it in your heart? I'll do one more. What is your favorite story about Prophet Muhammad? So there's kind of like a real range of questions. It's really nice. Yeah, I think these are awesome. And to be honest, these days we don't really spend much time in self-reflection. We don't really, give ourselves time to think. We're on our phones or we're doing something or we're going, you know what I mean? like every single second that we have is normally taken up with our phone, let's be honest. So we don't really give ourselves that time to reflect anymore. And I think what is really nice about this is it's making us take that time to go back and reflect. Like I remember like when I was a teenager and, you know, I was getting the bus before like data and smartphones were everywhere, you know, like my real like early teenage years. And you know, you would sit and you would look out the window and you would contemplate, you know. I would think, okay, like, is this what I want to do in life? Do I want to stay here? Like, you know, where do I want to go? What am I unhappy about? And these days we don't do that. We sit on our phone and we browse and we scroll, so we're never really doing that self analysis. Obviously, I think the great thing about the reflection deck and also obviously Ramadan Legacy is it's really giving us that time to reflect, spending time reflecting. You know, both of these together are really going to help you reflect more, you know, that's the important thing to me. So yeah, just to finish everything off, yeah, to be honest, I love both these products. I really like Ramadan Legacy as a company. You know, obviously it's great that I can support obviously a Muslim business. I really feel like they've put a lot of thought into these items and what's useful. There's a lot of bits, you know, particularly as a woman, you know, helping you make up your fast and things like that, and kind of keeping track of everything, I think, which is great, because it is very easy to lose track of these. And I think just the reflection deck is a nice little addition. Obviously, it's not something you have to get, but I just think, you know, if you've got someone who's recently got married, it just makes a nice little gift. And all in all, I just think they're both, you know, I'm happy with my purchases. I think the value that they offer for the price is pretty good. You know, both of these together cost me about 20. I'll have to remember now. I think it was like £25 roughly. Was it? I'll update you guys. I'll put the prices. The only thing I would change about this one is the sort of it going from Fajr to Isha rather than sort of starting at Maghrib. But other than that, I really like it. And yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoy.